Hello and welcome to Tarot Thursday. I'm your host, Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Reverend Don Lewis.
Hello,
Thank you
hello.
for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And as always, we're here to do 3-card, more or less, tarot readings. So, if you would, go ahead and post your questions for us in chat and we will see them. And I see we already have a question from Lena. Lena would like a love reading for the next 2 months. Do we see anyone entering Lena's life in the next 2 months?
Hello to everybody in the chat room.
Hello. Okay.
Well, the first card that I have drawn is the Sun. The Sun is success. So I would say that assuming that Lena is hoping for a love interest during this period in time, that they probably will meet someone. With it is the King of Lamps. And the King of Lamps says, know yourself. Be clear on what you want, both with your head and your heart. Be careful of mixed signals inside. And don't overthink it. And then the Ace of Wands, which is passion, which is very good for that kind of question. And let's draw the infamous Brian card. We've drawn the Ace of Coins, which is money and or prosperity, which says, in regard to a romantic question, you may find romance and prosperity in competition with one another. So you may have a little difficulty making all the time you need for everything you want to do. And there you go.
All right. First card I've got for you is Future. And we see a man with wings of wax, but we don't know if he's Daedalus or Icarus. So this says proceed with reasonable caution. And then I've got the Prince of Pentacles. Now, a lot of times this card talks about how to proceed with your money, but I'm going to say this may be the type of person you'll meet, which is someone who is steady and kind of cautious. And then I've got the Ace of Swords, and this says you have a decision to make. And the worst thing you can do is dither about. You're going to have to make a decision. And then I pulled the Six of Pentacles for clarification. And that talks about being in a good position and perhaps getting help from someone. So overall, I would call it a positive reading. There's a lot of information or energy around pentacles, but if someone who is cautious about finances is coming into your life, get used to that. And hello to Goody Bell. Hello to Jason. Hello to Morgane. Hi, Hippie Janet. And hello to Kylene. So, Morgane wants a reading. Goody Bell wants a reading. And Jason wants a reading. So, we will take them in that order. So Morgane has asked for a general reading.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Yes.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Shuffle, shuffle. I would show you more, but my arthritic shoulder doesn't want to go that high because it's been storming all day.
So the first card that I have drawn is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is being in a good position, but not everything you want it to be. The Four of Cups basically says that there's nothing wrong, except it's not right. So, rather like my suddenly being alone on the screen. But the Four of Cups says there's nothing inherently wrong with the situation, but you may find yourself wanting a little more. Hello again.
Sorry, needed a tissue.
With that, we have the Chariot, which is moving forward. So you will be moving forward in things going on in your life, even though, it's not everything you want it to be, but it's moving forward. And you have the Emperor, and the Emperor is basically what goes up comes down, what goes down comes up. The Emperor is cycles. The Emperor says that the only constant is change. So expect there to be change happening around you. Expect things to be moving forward. It's not bad, but you may still find yourself wanting something that just isn't there at this time. Let's draw a Brian card. The Brian card we've drawn is the Nine of Coins, and the Nine of Coins is a very good card for this kind of situation. The Nine of Coins is the ability to stand on your own 2 feet, the ability to do whatever you want to do, the ability to be completely competent, and all that good stuff. So you're going to find yourself really just fine for everything, except you may be looking for something that just kind of isn't there. So be open to inspiration and possibilities of what that may be. Do some meditation. But, it's coming in the future if it's not there right now. And the Emperor says, be patient. Wait 5 minutes and everything will change. And there you go.
So I've got the Ten of Lamps. Now, lamps is the suit of magic and spirituality. And the Ten of Lamps says to work with other people. You're not going to achieve your current goal alone. I've got past. And here we have a woman trying to get the glare off of it. There we go. We've got a woman looking at her reflection of her younger self. And this is talking about letting go of what just doesn't serve you anymore. And I've got the Six of Lamps. And this card is talking about sudden breakthroughs. So,
what have I done?
well,
Okay. There we go. Thank you.
Anyway, back to the reading. Altogether, I would say that you need to be working towards letting go of things that just don't serve you anymore, even if they did serve you well in the past. Look for people around you to partner with and be prepared for some sort of major spiritual shift. And I hope that's helpful, Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, and Goody Bell has asked for a reading for the next 3 months regarding a planned pregnancy after a pregnancy loss. And I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yes. Ooh, okay. Well, first card I have drawn again is the Sun, which is success.
All right.
So assuming that this is what you're wanting to do, I would expect some success with it during this time period. With it is the Eight of Lamps, which is self-empowerment and success. Again, you can see the little lady in the picture is levitating, which she's worked long and hard to do. So this is achievement of what you've pursued. It is self-empowerment. It is moving forward. It is success. It is followed by the Two of Wands, which is new beginnings, which of course that would be. So I would say things are looking pretty good. I'm going to draw a Brian card for you because, you know, what's life without a Brian card? And I've drawn the Six of Lamps. The Six of Lamps is seeking spiritual guidance. To some extent, receiving spiritual guidance. So, you know, be open to your higher self, be open to your spirit guides. There may be things they have to tell you, but everything looks very good. So there you go.
All right. So the first card I've got is the Ace of Swords. And when this card comes up, you have a decision to make. So you're going to have to make a decision around this very soon, I think. I have the King of Wands. Wands are about our passions. This is something you're very passionate about. So I see that as very favorable. And finally, I've got Magic. So really the answer here is you can manifest what you want in this situation. And I'll pull one more card. And I've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about choices. So again, I'm reading it as, yes, if you choose to manifest it, you can make it happen. So I certainly wish you all the best in this situation.
Absolutely.
Okay, and next we have a general reading for Jason.
Well, the first card I've drawn is the Ace of Coins. The Ace of Coins is money, prosperity, can be success. With it, we have the Princess of Coins. Princess of Coins is having everything you need, but still holding back for some reason. So it may be that there'll be opportunities that you need to pursue, and you should pursue them. And the third card is Fortune, which is getting a helping hand from the universe to move you forward to where you want to be. So what it says to me is that, particularly in the realm of finances and prosperity, there are a lot of opportunities during this time period, meaning the next few months, that you should pursue. And if you do, the universe will help you. With that, we will draw the Brian card, because of course we will. And the Brian card is the future. And the future is, the man with the wax wings flying through the sky. Is it Icarus or is it Daedalus? One of them crashed. One of them did not. The artwork does not make clear which one it is. But what it says is, be sensible and practical in what you're doing. Icarus crashed because he flew too close to the sun when he knew he should not do that. He had been warned. So pay attention to what you know in the situation and let that guide you. And you should have no fear of crashing. And there you go.
So the first card I've got for you is the Two of Cups. So this suggests some sort of relationship. Could be a romantic one, could be a friendship. It's going to be very important in the near future. I have the Princess of Lamps. This says that whatever it is you're seeking to accomplish, you're going to have to do it by magic. I have the Seven of Lamps. And with the Seven of Lamps, this is about cleansing and letting go of what no longer serves you. So even if things served you well in the past, they're not serving you now. And I'll pull a Brian card just because. And I have the Nine of Lamps. Sorry, didn't get it high enough up there. You got a whole lot of lamps here, Jason. And with the Nine of Lamps, quit overthinking it. Whatever it is, you're doing an awful lot of overthinking. So quit it. Just quit it. So I hope that helps. Okay, so next is Renee. And Renee says, what do you see in the way of romance in my life? So let's say in the next 3 months. Because we got to put some sort of time limit on it.
Yeah.
card I've got is the Ace of Lamps, and this card is about empathy. It's about looking at the situation from the other person's point of view. So that's an interesting one for a question about romance. And then I've got the Eight of Wands. So that says when it happens, it's going to happen quickly. And then I have the Ace of Cups. Of course, cups being around our emotions. So, yeah, I think something will happen, but you are going to have to approach the situation with empathy.
So the cards that I have drawn are the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins is getting help from another person, possibly help from the universe. So things, energy helping this move forward. The Ten of Wands, which says you're almost there, but you need to have some patience. It's not quite here yet. So be patient while it's coming. And then Judgment, which is basically success, achieving what you've worked for, getting what you want. So if this is what you want, yes, I would say it's coming within that period of summer, basically. Not tomorrow. Be patient. It's coming. Now let's draw a Brian card. The Brian card is the Princess of Swords. The Princess of Swords says to be mindful of your communication in this matter. Make sure that if you feel something needs to be said, that you say it. And, you know, if you're thinking of saying something and your inner self says, oh, don't say that, well, then don't say that. Listen for your guidance for what needs to be said. And be diplomatic, be empathetic. And within that context, yes, it does look like it's coming within this time period.
And our next question comes from Surrendar. Hi, Surin ma'am. I am really in love with Kusuma. She is not interested. Is she likes Garish? What's her feelings towards Garish? Should I needs move on, please? Could you clarify? I am so confused. Well, let's do a reading for do you need to move on from this situation?
Okay. Okay, well, first card I've drawn is the Ace of Lamps. The Ace of Lamps is about spiritual guidance, spirituality. And in this case, I'm going to say trust your instinct. Listen to your spiritual guidance, however you get that. It's followed by the Three of Swords, which is the card of moving on. So I would say the answer is absolutely yes. The Three of Swords is endings or changes in relationships. Not always an end, can be a change. But with this question, move on. And then the third card is the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups says you may feel emotional about this. That's perfectly fine. You want to make sure that you express how you feel. Make sure that you do not ignore your own emotions. You don't necessarily have to express them to anyone, but express them to yourself and deal with them. Then the Brian card for you is the Chariot, which says not only should you move on, but you should move on quickly and decisively, and there'll be better things waiting for you. So there you go.
First card I've got for you is the Universe. The Universe means you have reached the end of a cycle. It's time to let go and move on. Then I've got the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of interesting in this sort of a reading. But I'm going to just say the guy in the card is walking on, and that's what you need to do. I've got Heart, and this card means you're bringing a whole lot of emotion into this, and I can appreciate it. It is not easy to recognize that the person you care about deeply does not care about you. It really isn't. And I'm going to pull another card, and I have Mind. So, with Mind, I am going to suggest that this suggests that you put your energies into things of the mind for a while. Your heart is hurting. So to help yourself move on, put your energies into a different directions for a while. Don't bury your emotions, experience them, express them to someone you trust, and find a different area of life to put some energy into for a while. Give yourself some time to heal. And I wish you all the best.
Absolutely.
Because it's never an easy position to be in. I've been there, and it hurts. Okay, let's see. Morgane, we have already done one reading for you. So we're going to move on right now. Hippie Janet wants a general reading for the upcoming week. And
Okay.
hello to Reverend Michael. Good to see you.
Hey, Michael. Okay. You got a week coming.
Oh, dear.
First card is the King of Lamps. The King of Lamps is meditation and self-knowledge. And it says, make sure you're grounded in who you are. Make sure you know what you want. Make sure you're connected to your spiritual guidance. It's followed by the Ace of Wands, which is passion, which says you're going to be very concerned with everything that's going on during this time period. It's very important to you. A lot of big things are happening that really have you spiritually involved. And then the card that makes it a big week is the Nine of Cups. The best card and the worst card in the deck in one card. because it's called the wish card. It means that what you wish for is what you're going to get, which brings us back to the King of Lamps, who says, make sure you know what you're feeling. Make sure what you're wishing for is what you actually want, because you're going to get it. So make sure that it's really what you're desiring. If it is, yay! Let's draw a Brian card. The Brian card is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a journey. So either you're going on a trip during this week, or more likely, you're going to be learning some things inside that are kind of like taking a trip inward. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for new understandings. Let's put it that way. And again, make sure that what you're focusing on, what you're wishing for, is what you really want, because you will bring it about. And there you go.
Okay. First card I've got is the Princess of Lamps. So whatever it is you want in the upcoming week, you're going to need to use magic to get it. I have the Hierophant. So you also need to be connecting with your higher self, with your guides, with deity, however you work your spiritual path, you need to be connecting with that. And I have the universe. So you are coming to the end of a cycle. And I'll pull a Brian card.
Brian card for everyone.
And there's going to be some conflict, so be prepared. And now we are going to pause for a word from our sponsors.
Ooh, I wonder who that can be.
Let's see here.
Rev Don's Book of Stones, Metals, and Crystals. Everything you always wanted to know about the magical and spiritual properties of stones, metals, and crystals in one book. Get your copy today at CorellianPublishing.com.
CorellianPublishing.com.
Rev Don's Book of Astrology. Everything you always wanted to know about the stars in one book. Get your copy today at CorellianPublishing.com.
Okay.
And we're back.
Now, where do you get those books? CorellianPublishing.com. And many others.
And I will add that we do this as a service, but if you'd like to send us a tip, you can do so at my PayPal, maryhawk1968@gmail.com. And you can contact me there for a reading. And where can they contact you for a reading, Reverend Don?
You can look for me at CorellianPublishing.com, or you can email me at donlewishp@aol.com.
All right, and let's see.
But Morgane says that they like my rings. So let's take a moment for ring appreciation.
Yes, you
This
always...
one- oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was going to say, you always have amazing rings.
So this one was a gift from Lady Crystal. And if you follow my media, you know that Lady Crystal just recently entered into spirit and joined the ancestors. She was my primary teacher. She initiated me into Corellian Wicca 50 years ago as of Samhain. And this ring is goldstone, which is used to draw prosperity and good fortune. My mother was very fond of goldstone, and she was usually very prosperous, so I'll take her advice on it. Well, my mother had an attitude that if you're going to look for how to do money magic, you go to people who have money, because their advice obviously isn't very good if they don't.
That does make perfect sense. Let's see. Reverend Michael has asked for a reading about romance.
Oh boy.
And you're very welcome to everyone who's posting their things.
Oh, and Goody Bell says, "Love your educational books, Reverend Don." Thank you. I appreciate that. Escapee. So, we begin our reading with our escapee, the Four of Lamps. And the Four of Lamps says that you may find yourself, well, kind of like came up in an earlier reading, you may find yourself looking for things to be more than they are, to perhaps offer a little more than life is currently offering, maybe a little more inner meaning, a desire for just a little more. It's followed by the Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups is expressing your message to the world, communicating your emotions, communicating your personality. Basically says make sure that you are communicating who you are, what you believe, etc. And since the question is about romance, this is probably in that specific context. With it, we have the Queen of Lamps, which is the use of magic and devotion to help get your life to where you want it to be. So use these spiritual techniques to help move things in a positive direction. This followed by the Three of Cups, which is celebration and community. So it doesn't look bad. Might not be everything you want it to be, but it doesn't look bad. I'm going to draw a Brian card for you, because of course I am. Oh, we've drawn the Knight of Cups again. The best card and the worst card in the deck. And it says that in approaching romance, make sure you know what you really want. Because what you focus on, you're going to get. You make sure you're focusing on what you really want. And there you go. Joy.
Well, I have got 3 interesting cards for you, Michael. All wands. Wands are about our passions. So I'm going to start out with the 5 of Wands, which is conflict. And then I've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So I'm tempted to say you're in conflict with your beloved at the moment. I really, really am. Because I don't see or you're in a conflict and you will meet the right person out of it. And I'll pull a Brian card. And I come up with the 5 of Cups, which indicates a loss. But yeah, when I go back to the 3 original cards, the way I look at it is you have met her already, and y'all are arguing about something. Maybe you don't even realize who she is. You're arguing with her online, maybe. But yeah. That's how I'm reading it. I hope that's helpful.
Yes.
I wish you all the best, my friend.
And Janet says that she likes the tarot cards on Corellian Publishing. Thank you, Janet.
I do
And the
too.
card- yeah.
I'm
the cards
reading
are
with them.
Yeah. These cards are available at CorellianPublishing.com. What we do is we order them whenever we amass 10 orders at once, because that allows us to produce them at a reasonable rate. So we're working up to the next order. If you would like them, check them out there. We also have a number of smaller decks that are also available. And Goody Bale wishes Lady Crystal rest in peace, and thank you, Goody Bale. And, you know, Crystal was the mother of modern Corellianism. She was the person who made it into a public tradition as opposed to a familial tradition. And her decisions had a great deal of impact on what is now modern Corellianism. Mine did too. I was there with her. I was there as her first priest, as many of those things were happening, but I was also very young. And Corellian decisions from the late 70s and early 80s are mostly crystal. And a lot of things happened then, a lot of things that have borne fruit in the current age. And there are no living Corellians who are not part of Crystal's lineage.
You're welcome, Michael.
Yes.
Sleep on it. That may help you figure out what it means. And Sean Dye has asked for a card for what energies are opening up for them this week.
So, I have drawn a card. The card I have drawn is the Ten of Wands, which I'm going to interpret as patience. It's waiting for things to happen. You can see that the lady in the picture is basically waiting for the end of this incarnation. That doesn't mean you are, but it does mean that you're waiting for something and you need to be patient with it. Let it take the time that it needs. With that, we have the Six of Coins, which says, well, it may be taking its time, but the universe is helping to push you in the right direction. And the Princess of Wands, which says, again, it's not quite ready, but most of the things are in place. So be patient and let it bloom of its own accord, and you'll be pleased with the result. I'm going to draw a Brian card for you. Because what's life without a Brian card? Well, I've drawn the Magus. And the Magus says basically you can do whatever you want as you come out of this situation. You have to wait for it to bloom of its own accord. But when it does, it'll be very successful for you. And the Magos is basically, but the Magos basically says, make your decision of how you want to move, and you can make that move with success. And so there you go.
All right. Well, the first card I've got for you is the Eight of Swords, which is another card that says the situation is in a holding pattern. It's not quite ready to move. Now I've got the Three of Pentacles, and this is a card about doing well, especially being admired for the work you do. And I've got the Nine of Swords. This is the Ghastly Nightmare card. So whatever you're afraid of, it's not as bad as you think it is. And I'm going to pull one more card, and I get the Ten of Cups. So things are going to work out very well, even if they're moving very slowly. And we've got a
Sometimes
few.
you just got to give it the time it needs.
Yes. So we got a few more minutes till the top of the hour. Does anyone else have a question for us?
Mary, what do we have coming up on the greatest ever pagan super show extravaganza this week?
Yes, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Join us for the greatest ever super show, Pagan Extravaganza. Well, thanks for joining us, Goody Bell. And
Yes,
tomorrow night, our special guests are Adam Cage of Uncaged Viking Creations. He'll be showing us his Viking chairs. And Chrissy Black of Southern Hearths and Cauldrons, and she'll be talking about her magazine.
Yes.
So please join us.
Uncaged Vikings are always the best Vikings. Caged Vikings are boring.
So please join us for that tomorrow. And good luck putting the kids in bed.
Yes.
Getting kids in bed is always fun.
Not always easy.
I said fun sarcastically.
But you know, my home helper, Shar, has a 5-year-old. So I frequently hear about 5-year-old adventures.
Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm grateful I only have the grandkids on non-school nights. What it boils down to, as long as I can't hear them, we're good.
Yes.
As long as I can get to sleep after I've had my meds, we're okay.
Yes.
I've armed the alarm so they can't actually sneak out.
Would they do such a thing?
Well, their mother did, so I assume they would.
Okay.
I assume they're capable of anything their mother did.
Well, hopefully more.
far as I know, neither one of them has climbed on a roof yet. As far as I know. Although, when I got her to fess up to it, I was actually relieved because either she was climbing out of her bedroom window and walking around on the roof at night, or we had critters in the attic.
Yes. Or it could have been one of those horror stories where someone was secretly living in the attic and spying on you. You never know.
Well, that would have been reasonably easy to deal with.
I suppose it would.
That would have been cheaper to deal with than hiring an exterminator to deal with the critters and plug up the holes and
Yeah. So elsewhere in the news, our online solstice ritual will be not this Sunday, but the following Sunday.
yes, the 28th, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern.
So it will be a belated solstice celebration, but still fun. So please join us for that. And here in the Danville area, we'll be having the solstice gathering on this Sunday. That will be fun.
I'll expect lots of pictures.
I will do my best to provide them, as I'm in the habit of doing.
Yes.
Do we have any last questions?
I don't think we
We
did.
questioned ourselves out. Wow.
I think so.
Oh, we did have quite a few.
We did. And join us next week for another edition of Tarot Thursday.
Indeed.
And would you like to close us out with a prayer, please?
Absolutely. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you for all you do for us in our lives, and we rejoice in this walk we walk together. Beloved ones, we ask you to smooth the way before us and to help us to enjoy our lives, to make the best of our lives, and to hear the voice of Spirit, and allow it to guide us as we go forward, whether through meditation or divination, or through whatever means. Beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love, and knowing you are always with us, still from respect, we thank you for your presence. May the blessing be upon you, now and always. May the blessing be upon you, now and always.
Blessed be everyone.
Blessed